You elite billionaires like Tom Styer, all you globalists, we have your number. You're not going to get away with anything. Guys, Tom Styer, if you don't know, he's a billionaire from California, and he just put out a video calling for the immediate impeachment of Trump. Now, in this video, he lists these indictments of Trump, and all of them are false, and all of them are just the same old hyperbole. But what's interesting is these indictments actually come from the same Refuse Fascism website that's putting out this November 4th stuff. And I've actually done a video debunking their indictments. This is not by accident. Tom Styer and a lot of these other billionaires are heavy donors to these left-wing radical groups like Refuse Fascism, BAM, Redneck Revolt. And I've caught heat in the past for calling these groups ANTIFA because people say, well, Kevin, Antifa is not an organization, it's just a collective of people who oppose fascism. Well, the fact is that Antifa may be a collective, but it's a collective made up of these groups. These groups are the ones planning the protests. These groups are the ones choreographing the attacks and the provocateurs, and they're the ones bringing people in who are there to protest. Now, there are people who just show up. Yeah, there's useful idiots in all these leftist movements, but the majority of these protests are run and controlled by these groups. And groups like Refuse Fascism, who are planning this November 4th thing, they are bad news. They are revolutionary communist groups, and anybody who doesn't believe that, just go read their website. Anyway, the left, this is no mistake, the left has been allied with billionaires for centuries now, or elites. There weren't billionaires centuries ago, but they've been allied with elites for centuries now. The reason is, this goes back to Fabian socialism. Actually, it goes a little further back to that, but Fabian socialism is an idea that you'd have socialism for the dumbed down masses, and they'd be all like a slave class. And then you'd have a technocratic elite at the top who run everything. Those would be the puppet masters, the people who control every aspect of culture, every aspect of the economy. And guys, you want to go look at something, and if you don't believe me, go look at the Fabian Society crest. In their crest is a wolf in sheep's clothing, and then underneath that are two men molding the world while it burns. It's that from out of chaos order theory. And this is what it is. It's conflict theory 101. This is Marxism. They want to control the world's economy. They want to control the world's culture, and they want to control how people live. They push all these left-wing agendas because it's always been about control. They want a Chinese communist-style state where workers have no ability to move, to interact, or do anything, have no freedoms. And that's what it's always been about. The right has always been about more freedom, and the left has always been about control. Whether it's control of economy, planned economies, or if it's control of people through cultural Marxism, it's always been about control. The idea of the Democratic Party, on their own platform, they say that Democrats are people who think that they can give up a little bit of their freedom to other people so that other people can live better. Well, it sounds like a nice premise, except for the giving up freedom part, because once you start giving that up, you never get it back. Now, I'm going to stop this video, but I just want you guys to think about this. When you see a group of people, these billionaires, these big corporations like Google, Yahoo, YouTube, Facebook, when they're censoring any opposing ideologies, when they're going out and changing your search results, when they're going out and demonetizing right-wing videos for no reason at all, when they're going out and from your youngest age trying to brainwash you in the public schools and up to the universities and telling you just one way of thinking, why are you not questioning it? That makes you on the wrong side of history. That makes you a useful idiot to them, and they will get rid of you or enslave you when they're done with you. Believe me, this is what happened in China, it's what happened in Russia, it's what happened in all the communist countries I've been to. They've all become a slave class, where the people are victimized daily by government and by criminals, because the black market's there, the way they've empowered criminals while they've taken all self-defense measures away from the general public. They make people slaves. They make people victims. And that's what these elites want. That's what they've always wanted, is control and power. You know, just being a big government Democrat, you are supporting the idea that government will attract people who want to do good. And that's never been the case. Government attracts psychopaths. It attracts the worst kind of people. People like Trump who reluctantly go into government, you know, that you see the difference. He loves America. He wants to do something good for the middle class and to reindustrialize America. And you're just sitting there biting in and feeding on the same BS propaganda that's been pushed on you your whole life. It's time for a change.